don't ask anymore. I'm going to be here with the most activist base in the system. Flight attendants are fed up John Slater. Hear us. We're here for you to hear us. John told me to my face, Ken, you're inciting the flight attendants. I said, no, the flight attendants are energizing me. We want respect. When they needed money to get through the pandemic, we were on the front lines fighting for payroll support. They got the money to support this airline on our backs. You get on aircraft, you don't have the supplies you need to do the job. We're professional flight attendants, and if United wants to lead the way, follow flight attendants because we lead the way. Flexibility. Do you have flexibility in trading? No. Mike Sassy did a video a couple of weeks ago, and he said to a question asked of him, why did we have flexibility in the past? We took the reassignment language and all of that from the pre-merger Continental contract. It worked for them, and it's not working now. We have a management that is trying to reinterpret our contract. We have reserve pool numbers that are outrageous. Our flexibility is gone because they're doing it to us. And we're here to say no more. For our flight attendants to be on hold for 4, 5, 6, 7 hours is unconscionable. You knew the summer schedule at the beginning of the spring season. Why did you not hire then? You're hiring in the middle of the summer. It's too late, John. I believe the turnout today, I can report on Chicago. Chicago has had the largest turnout ever for a picketing event. John said you don't care. We care, and our voices are going to be heard. Between pre-merger CMI, pre-merger Continental, and pre-merger United. It doesn't exist. We've worked together for 6 years, we built friendships, and our solidarity is going to lead us to the top. And if you notice on Friday night, when they don't think anyone's listening, they all got their stock options and their money. Flight attendants deserve to be paid while you're on hold. The abuse of our reserve is intolerable. And I said, stand together. An injustice to one is an injustice to all. Junior, senior, reserve, line holders, we're in this fight together, and we're not going to stop until they hear us and they correct it. We're tired of the excuses, Mr. Slater. So tonight, as we're picking, make your voices heard. They will hear us, and we will bang down the doors until they do.
My name is Trish. It's just that we need support from our management. We have long hold times on the telephone, and we are not being paid during that time. Our contract is not being.
Isn't that illegal to do work and not be paid for it?
I would like to think so.
Shame on you. Crews are tired of making do. United Airlines, shame on you. Crews are tired of making do. United Airlines, shame on you. Crews are tired of making do.
My name is Kristie Rivera. I'm I'm the local president for San Francisco AFA, who represents United Airlines flight attendants.
And it seems like a lot of your members are fed up and angry here today.
Yeah, we've been fed up and for quite some time. We've been fed up since May, and that's about the time our passengers started seeing cancellations and delays. So we need United Airlines to fix the operational issues that they have not only with our customers, but also internally. Our scheduling, we have to wait 4, 5, 6 hours sometimes to find out where we might be sleeping tonight.
The kind of stress on the employees here, I mean, as far as if you're all stressed out, how are you going to give service to the passengers?
Well, it's not just stress, it's also rest. I mean, we're a safety-sensitive job. We are aviation's first responders, and as flight attendants, we have to have rest in order to operate our aircraft the next day, and that in turn delays flights again for the following day. And this is simply because United Airlines doesn't have enough staffing in their scheduling department internally.
And why is that? Because they knew that people would be coming back to the airlines. Were they aware of that?
Absolutely. So early in the spring, United is all about forecasting. They knew numbers were going to be coming back and coming back swift after COVID. People are ready to travel and to be out in the world again, traveling. So we knew flights were going to be packed. We knew that they were increasing flights. While we have plenty of flight attendants to staff these aircraft, what we don't have are schedulers that can...
Who are people we're talking about as far as schedulers?
Schedulers, we generally had pre-COVID about 175. I believe now we're down to about 70. And this is at full tilt. We are back to a full schedule with less than half of the schedulers necessary to run a good operation.
You're talking 70 people? That's the problem?
70 people.
You would think that they would hire 70 people. It's not a large number of workers.
Well, I can't speak to United's internal hiring process, but certainly some things need to change. Scheduling is not an easy job. They have to work within our contract. It's not something you can just pick up and do. This is something that they have to train people for months and months at a time. It's not as simple as just hiring someone and putting them to work the next day. So it's really important that these staffing changes should have occurred at the time where their forecasting was for heavy loads over the summer.
Why didn't they hire? Is it mismanagement, or they wanted to save money? I mean, what is the reason?
So I would probably have to direct you to the company for that. Certainly we believe that that there are ways to solve these problems that don't require breaking my contract.
Is that what they're doing now?
That's where their proposals have been, that our contract is too hard to enforce. And it costs too much money to enforce.
The money. It costs too much money to enforce the contract.
Money. Always about money.
Is that some of your members here are chanting union busting? You think that's what's going on here?
Yeah, I think not only here at United Airlines, I think industry-wide, we are seeing a bigger trend towards union busting within union shops. United Airlines is, we have flight attendants that are represented by the Association of Flight Attendants, CWA. We are a flight attendant union. We are led by flight attendants, and we're seeing that contracts are being violated on a daily basis. Whether that's from incompetence or just ignorance, I don't know whether it's by design, but clearly our flight attendants are not going to be the brunt. We've had enough of making it work for the company.
There's an organizing drive at Delta flight attendants. I mean, it seems like workers around the country are looking to unions to say we need some rights on the job.
I think the labor movement in general has really kind of taken off, and for good reason. When one worker can't get something done with their management, they feel powerless. But when you're out here in an action like today, you realize that we have
you have the power.
We do. We have the ability to stand together side by side, know that I've got your back, you've got mine, and we can get things done collectively.
And your contract is expired. What's happening with your negotiation?
So our contract is is actually amendable under the Railway Labor Act. Ours is amendable. It became amendable in 2021. So we are in contract negotiations. This is not about negotiations. Negotiations seem to be going okay. This is about fixing operational issues that have plagued us all summer long. And without it getting fixed now, our holiday season, come November and December, with these operational issues and weather, are going to cause a catastrophe.
And the Railway Labor Act, they cover the railway workers. They as well are pretty pissed off about their conditions.
Absolutely. I think that we have workers across the country that are now looking to say, management, no more on our backs. We've worked through the pandemic. We've worked and helped your company survive. Now it's time to get us back on track.
Self?
My name is Ken Diaz. I'm the Master Executive Council President representing the 25,000 flight attendants at United Airlines.
And what are the issues? Because you've been in negotiation for some time. It seems like they're pretty intransigent.
So this picket today isn't regarding the negotiations. Yes, we've been in negotiations for a year. What this picketing event is about is that things that need to be fixed today, because we don't want our passengers to suffer in the holiday season what they went through of the summer of hell. And that's because United has not internally hired enough schedulers, hired enough support personnel, and flight attendants are on hold 4, 5, 6 hours while passengers are waiting for their flights. They don't have the support to go through that summer season. And what we did to our passengers was unconscionable, and we're here to try to prevent that for the holiday season. They need to get to the table now on these particular issues and fix them now. Contract negotiations, I understand that's a different ballgame, but I mean, these are things that are going on right now that they're bypassing speaking to the union. We've offered solutions. They're not meeting with us, and we're just here because I'm embarrassed what our customers went through this past
They
summer.
get a lot of money from the federal government. I mean, where did that money go?
That's the thing. We were out in the front lines and got them the help and the money they needed to get through the pandemic. And once that was gone, they dropped us. They got what they needed. And no one in this country can say our passengers were treated with dignity and respect this past summer of what they had to go through with the cancellations, the delays, the waiting for answers. And we're trying to say internally we're going through that. And if they had the schedulers in place to react, a good airline can operate in good weather. A great airline knows to operate under irregular operations. And
So they're refusing to even talk to you about these issues?
they have not met with us on these issues in over 2 months now. And the holiday season's coming up. They're bypassing the union, and we speak for the 25,000 flight attendants. They thought flight attendants weren't angry. Well, you see here today, they're out because they're angry and they're fed up.
And what's the situation of the health of the airlines? People are going back to the airlines now. I mean, it seems like they're...
So the loads are astronomical. You know, no one expected them to come back as fast as they are. Some of our business class hasn't already all returned, but the flights are full, okay? And there's going to be a very high schedule during the holidays, more than in the past. And we want them to have the infrastructure in place so that our passengers and our crew don't have to go through what they went through this summer.
And the stress level, emotionally, I mean, the kind of conditions that
We're professionals on that plane, and we try to do our best to meet the standards that our customers deserve. We don't have the supplies because they're short in catering people. And
they've known this for some time, haven't they?
they knew in the early spring the schedule they were going to fly, and that's when they should have started hiring. They're telling us they're hiring now. Well, it was too late for the summer, so we're just trying to say they have to sit down at the table with us and work with the union. The union represents the flight attendants. They're doing things on their own without consulting us.
Is that illegal? Or is that a violation of your contract?
This is a union represented flight attendant group, and they have an obligation to speak to the union. We speak for the flight attendants. They cannot just impose things on flight attendants.
Some of the workers here are chanting union busting has got to go.
And that's the part of the union busting. They're not talking to the leadership of the union, because I represent, as a spokesperson, all the local presidents of all all of the flight attendant bases. And we want to sit down, resolve this, and most of all, give back to our passengers what they deserve and not put them through what they went through this summer.
Today's rally, also the service workers, food service workers are here, the Teamsters are here.
With them. We stand in solidarity with them because some of these food service workers are making $16, $17 an hour and can't care for their families. And this is 2022.
Now also you were talking about the merger. There were divisions with Continental and what's happened with that.
A very rocky merger going back 10 years ago because we were bringing 3 different airlines together, and now we're all one. And we've made friendships and we've worked together, and listen, all we want is a good airline, great exceptional service to our passengers. We want to make a good living with a retirement security for flight attendants who got them through 9/11, who got them through the bankruptcies, who got them through the worst that ever hit the airline industry, which was the pandemic. And then they just dropped us off the cliff after that.
And what can people do who want to support the effort of your effort to get negotiations going and get discussions with you?
So I think why we're trying to bring it to the public's attention is they know what they went through during the summer. They need to speak to their elected officials and say, these airlines have gotten the money from the government, okay? They need to sit down and work with their employees so that we can give the service they deserve on those flights.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks very much.
You have a
the flight attendant, so we are here, damn right to fight, and we're gonna win. Even though we take longer, but we know we're gonna succeed. We're gonna win.
And the service workers here can't live, they have to have 2 or 3 jobs. What are the conditions here for work?
Because the employers, they don't pay the employers enough. The employer doesn't pay the employers enough money for them to survive. So they have no other choice but to have 2 jobs, 3 jobs to support their family. It is unacceptable. The airports, we are running it. We are workers. We demand for the owners to give us our share fair. This is the reason why we are here today, to fight. That's why we are here, to fight. That's why we are here, to fight. Damn right, we're gonna win the fight.
And what do you feel about all the other workers from the other unions joining today? You think there's a movement growing?
Oh, of course there's a movement going. We have local too. We have the flight attendants. We are here standing up together to win that battle, and we're gonna win the battle.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Jesus Sabina.
You're out here today with the flight attendants?
Actually not for them because I'm part of the workers here at the airport.
What's going on at the airport?
Well, the problem that is happening now, we're going to strike because the owners of the restaurants, they don't want to negotiate because the salary is too low. So we are fighting to get a better salary because, as you know, since the pandemic, everything has been like increasing, except the salaries. So that's why we are in this fight. We are on a strike now since yesterday, trying to get a better benefit for us and for our families.
They've been raising the prices for the patrons here. The prices are going up for the patrons. Your wages aren't going up? Is that?
No, not for us. Just imagine, in one of the places that I work, they sell you a sandwich for $16. $16, that's crazy. And one rate hour is $20. Imagine when one sandwich they sell, they pay 1 hour for one of us. That's crazy, ridiculous, right? So that's not fair. That's why we are on this fight, because we want a better salary.
How long have you worked here at the airport?
I've been here for 15 years, sir.
And it's getting worse with the inflation?
Exactly. It's been getting worse because, as you know, housing here in San Francisco is too high. It's crazy. Actually, a lot of co-workers, they've been moving to Sacramento, to Modesto, Stockton, because over there is really cheap, cheaper than here. Here is really difficult to survive with the salary that we are getting now. That's why most of the people is doing two jobs and a full-time and a part-time. Imagine that.
So you're stressed out, you have to do 2 jobs to survive?
Yes, that's why most of us we've been doing for years. Because imagine one job, you cannot handle it. You cannot survive with one job. If doing 2 jobs is so difficult, imagine one job. Not enough at all.
How many workers are on strike?
Say it again?
How many workers are on strike? How many workers are on strike?
Oh, they said that it's like 900. Yeah, because as you can tell, you can see all the airport is locked down in restaurants. All restaurants are locked down because no one is working. No one is allowed to work because we're on a strike.
What's going on inside? Are they hiring replacement workers?
No. Actually, I went inside just to see around. Only management are working there, but no people. They cannot handle it. So this is good, so they can see that they really need us, they really need our help.
How long are you prepared to stay on strike?
Well, we've been preparing for a while. I think like around 3 months or something like that. But finally, we are here. We are on the fight since yesterday.
Waiting on hold is getting old. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Waiting on hold is getting old. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Waiting on hold is getting old.
Carolina Arroyo. I am a bartender at United Lounge at United.
So does United run it or it's contracted out?
Contract lounge. We are what do you call this? Subcontract.
Subcontracts.
Yeah.
So have they increased wages with inflation?
No, that's why we're here for our future. I'm start working there since 1998.
Long time.
A long time, yeah. when people asking me, how long you work at that company? I said, more than 25 years. How long you're receiving? Oh, something like this, under minimum. So, what? How do you feel about that, you know?
To survive under minimum wage.
Yeah, you have to work. Before I'm working 2 jobs to survive. My what do you call this? My mortgage, my
mortgage. And
all my bills.
The bills are going up.
Yeah. As of now, I just last week I just full tank half tank of my gasoline is $80, and my salary is under minimum. How could you survive that? You know.
That's why you're out here today.
Yeah, that's why we are here, for our future and another generation future.
My name is Molly Gomez, and I'm with Unite HERE. We're also having our strike, but these people are flight attendants. They're our brothers and sisters, and we're out here supporting them.
You went on strike yesterday?
We went on strike yesterday.
What are the issues?
Healthcare, wages, and pension. That's it.
Prices are going up on the food here for the patrons.
Have gone up. The employers are making money again, but we are not. Haven't had a raise since 2018, and it's pretty shameful.
How do you survive?
Friends, family, and I'm a frugal person, so just, you know, our union has a food bank. We got, you know, the union tries to help us as we can, but yeah, it's been really a tough time. The pandemic was bad enough, but coming back and being disrespected is awful. It's unbelievable. They took government money, you know, paycheck protection, all this stuff, and they're not passing it on. It's totally unfair. They're being greedy. You know.
You're refusing to even negotiate with the union?
Well, we broke off, and then we had some demonstrations and stuff, and they said, oh no, we want to come back. But they weren't serious. They weren't serious. We came back, and we gave up a lot of stuff, and we're just trying to get the good stuff, the important, healthcare. Everybody knows we've just been through a pandemic. We need healthcare. You can't just like throw us in the bus. You know, they already threw us in the bus during the pandemic. They didn't want to help us. Our union gave us 6 months of healthcare. there. And now they're like, oh, you have enough. It's not enough. They didn't come back with a serious, they came back a little bit, not serious. We were going down to, we want a deal today, and they just didn't go for it.
The members here are chanting union busting. You think that's what's going on?
That happens with United, not us. The union busting, they've been having a dealing, what they do is they break up all the small unions, so they're weaker, and then so that's what's happening with them.
The labor movement is reviving. People are starting to get together, united.
That happens when you're abused. When there's a lot of abuses, then the union gets stronger because we have to fight because we're so far behind. So we have to fight.
And these businesses are raising the prices. They're making money now.
They did, yes, absolutely, 100%.
$16 for a sandwich.
Hamburgers $19.95 where I work, and I make $15.10.
So the sandwich is $19.95, a hamburger is $19.95, and you make
$15.10.
After they take out taxes, what do you take?
Forget it. And parking, we have to pay for parking too. So
survival. I mean,
survival. A lot of my coworkers have 2 and 3 jobs, and they sleep in their cars just to come to work. I'm lucky. I live close by, and I'm not in that situation. But a lot of my coworkers are really hurting. It's a bad situation.
How long are you prepared to be on strike?
As long as it takes. I mean, we're sacrificing because we believe in, we need help. There's no other way.
What can people do to support you?
Not buy food in the airport, support us during our strike. Just ignore the restaurants. Bring your own food. Get out here and protest with us. Whatever you want, but don't give them your money while they're not giving it to us.
Thank you.
They're taking money. We're not getting money. So don't buy from them while we're on strike.